This DEEPAVALI message by AZLAN ADMAN MA is thoughtful rather than decorative, cosmic rather than cultural, a reflection that transcends religion while still honoring its spirit. In it, he frames light not merely as a symbol, but as the literal force that makes life possible. Rather than repeating familiar platitudes about light over darkness, AZLAN offers a meditation on what light truly is, what it does, and how it connects humanity to the sun, to balance, and to existence itself. The result is an elegant, inclusive, and deeply human message, one that lingers in the mind long after the lamps are out. DEEPAVALI message by AZLAN ADMAN, What the Sun Means to Me by AZLAN ADMAN, M.A. Monday, 20th of October, 2025. The star that made us a ball of fire in space, our nearest star, our only working nuclear fusion reactor, sits at the center of our solar system, quietly performing the most astonishing feat in the known universe, turning matter into energy, mostly light, but also much more besides. It is sufficiently distant to cause little harm while solving the containment problem, yet close enough to solve the transmission problem for free. Every living thing that has ever walked, crawled, swum, or grown on Earth owes its existence to this balance. The sun is our primary source of energy, and therefore the provider, sustainer, and regulator of life itself. Hashtar, the science of light. When we look at it with scientific eyes, the sun seems simple. A sphere of plasma, mostly hydrogen and helium, fusing nuclei in its core at about 15 million degrees Celsius. But this apparent simplicity hides an elegant complexity. It is the ultimate alchemist, turning hydrogen into helium, mass into energy, and darkness into illumination. Solar energy is far more than visible light. What reaches Earth is a spectrum of electromagnetic radiation, infrared warmth that drives weather and comforts skin, ultraviolet rays that spark chemical reactions and generate vitamin D, while also reminding us of the need for protection. Visible light that feeds plants through photosynthesis and gives color to our perception of the world. And lesser-known emissions such as X-rays, gamma rays, and solar wind. Streams of charged particles that shape Earth's magnetic field, paint auroras in polar skies, and sometimes disrupt satellites. This energy sustains everything from ocean currents to human thought. It is not merely brightness. It is vitality, rhythm, and memory written in photons. The lesson of sufficiency. In every second, the sun releases 3.8 times 10^c watts of energy, enough to power billions of worlds. And yet, Earth receives only 0.00045% of this total output. From that fraction alone, all weather, photosynthesis, winds, ocean currents, climates, and biomes arise. Within that number lies a lesson about sufficiency. We need not possess everything to thrive. The tiniest portion of the sun's generosity powers higher ecosystems, just as the smallest act of insight or compassion can transform a human life. Abundance, then, is not a matter of accumulation, but of perspective. The sun shows us that a fragment of something immense is often enough. The cosmic dance. Life on Earth evolved as an intricate partnership between celestial mechanics and terrestrial chemistry. The sun and moon, together with Earth's rotation and axial tilt, orchestrate a cosmic dance that defines every rhythm of existence. Without them, there would be no tides to stir the seas, no circadian rhythms to govern sleep and wakefulness, no monthly or menstrual cycles, no seasons to guide migration, growth, and renewal. Remove either sun or moon, and life would unravel into chaos, or perhaps never have arisen at all. Each dawn renews this covenant between light and life. When the first rays break the horizon, they do not merely announce morning. They awaken the chemistry of survival. Plants open their stomata, birds begin their songs, and human circadian clocks recalibrate. This daily choreography has persisted for billions of years, shaping evolution itself. Every sunrise you have ever seen is an echo of the first, an unbroken thread connecting the primordial dawn to your present breath. The duality of the sun. The sun's dual nature, scientific and symbolic, has always fascinated humanity. To the physicist, it is a G-type main-sequence star about halfway through its 10 billion-year life cycle. To the mystic, it is the eye of God, the eternal witness, the giver of truth. Ancient Egyptians called it Ra, the divine charioteer riding across the sky. The Greeks personified it as Helios, the Romans as Sol. In India, the Surya Namaskar, sun salutation, remains a daily act of reverence. The Aztecs offered their hearts to ensure the sun's journey would continue. Even today, when we know it as a sphere of plasma rather than a deity, the impulse to revere it endures. Science stripped away superstition, but not awe. The stardust within us. In that sense, the sun unites reason and reverence. It demands our curiosity, but also our humility. We can measure its temperature, predict its cycles, and harness its photons through solar panels, but we cannot own or outshine it. Its power dwarfs ours, and yet we are shaped by it. We are, quite literally, the stardust children of stellar fire. To contemplate the sun is to look into the deepest depths of our ancestry and history. Tash, impermanence and balance. The sun also teaches us about impermanence. Its energy comes at the cost of its own mass. Every second, it converts about 4 million tons of matter into energy. Over eons, this slow diminishment will alter the balance of our solar system. In roughly 5 billion years, it will exhaust its hydrogen, swell into a red giant, and eventually shed its outer layers, leaving behind a white dwarf surrounded by drifting clouds of light. Life, as we know it, will either have perished or migrated. In that cosmic perspective, every sunrise is both a gift and a countdown. And yet, the sun is not only a destroyer, it is also a teacher in moderation. The same light that nourishes can scorch. Sunlight heals through vitamin D synthesis, but can also mutate DNA. A few minutes in its rays can lift mood, but hours can cause burns or blindness. Nature's lesson is clear. Balance is sacred. Too little light and the world freezes. Too much and it burns. Between those extremes lies the narrow miraculous band where life exists and thrives. That delicate calibration is echoed in our own psychology. Too much passion consumes, too little and we stagnate. The art of living, like the art of planetary survival, lies in balance. The cycle of life. The sun's daily cycle mirrors the human experience. Sunrise, birth and awakening. Noon, vigor and expansion. Sunset, reflection, rest, and the promise of renewal. Across cultures, this pattern became metaphor. Poets see it as the arc of a lifetime, mystics as the journey of consciousness. In the stillness before dawn, there is possibility. In the blaze of midday, action. In the fading light of dusk, acceptance. The sun writes our biography in light. Ancient rhythms. It also anchors our sense of time. The concept of a day is not arbitrary. It's a measure of Earth's rotation relative to the sun. Every calendar, festival, and harvest depends on that celestial metronome. The solstices and equinoxes mark its rhythm, guiding ancient civilizations in planting and ceremony. Stonehenge, the pyramids of Giza, and Angkor Wat all align with solar events, built as stone prayers to the sun's dependable return. Even our language is solar. Enlightenment, illumination, bright ideas, dark moods. Light and consciousness have always intertwined. Personal reflection. For me, personally, the sun represents clarity. It burns away confusion the way morning mist dissolves over a field. When I sit in sunlight, even filtered through leaves, something in me steadies. The warmth feels like memory. Ancestral, cellular, familiar. Perhaps because our eyes evolved to read the world in daylight, the sun feels like truth itself. Uncompromising, transparent, and unafraid of exposure. Ancient light, modern lessons. There is also a tenderness in how the sun reaches us. Its photons travel 150 million kilometers in just over 8 minutes, brushing against clouds, oceans, mountains, and skin. Each one is a message from the past, a particle born in the sun's core thousands of years ago, finally arriving to strike your face as warmth. You are literally touched by ancient light. That thought alone is enough to quiet the noise of modern life. Cash geometry of life. The sun's relationship with the Earth is also one of exquisite geometry. Our planet's axial tilt, 23.5 degrees, is what gives us seasons. If it were upright, there would be no winter or summer, only eternal equinox. The tilt, combined with our orbit, ensures that different latitudes receive different intensities of sunlight throughout the year. This unevenness drives winds, ocean currents, migrations, and harvests. Even chaos has pattern when seen from the right distance. The future of energy. Solar energy, too, represents the cleanest hope for humanity's future. Long before fossil fuels, every calorie of food and every spark of fire ultimately came from sunlight. Today, as we face ecological crisis, the same source offers redemption. The sun's output falling on Earth each hour exceeds the energy our civilization uses in an entire year. We need only learn to receive it wisely, To live by the sun may yet become more than a poetic phrase. It may be survival strategy. The inner sun. Beyond physics and utility, the sun's metaphor endures. It reflects our own inner fire, the energy that fuels our creativity, empathy, and purpose. Just as Earth turns toward the sun for light, we turn inward toward the spark of consciousness that guides us. When that inner sun dims, we feel cold, aimless. When it shines, we become radiant, generative. Every human act of love or invention is, in essence, a sunrise within the soul. The oldest ritual. Each dawn, therefore, is both astronomical and spiritual. It marks not just the rotation of a planet, but the renewal of attention. To wake and notice light is to participate in the oldest ritual of all. The horizon brightens, shadows shorten, and for a brief moment, everything seems possible again. No matter how dark the night, the sun has never once failed to rise. The DEEPAVALI message. In the end, what the sun means to me is this. It is proof that existence is both fragile and magnificent. We orbit a temporary fireball, spinning through vast emptiness, and yet within that cosmic precariousness, we find warmth, growth, music, laughter, and meaning. The sun asks nothing, gives everything, and reminds us daily that life, like light, is to be used, not hoarded. To stand in sunlight is to stand in gratitude. We are warmed by what we did not create, sustained by what we can barely comprehend, and illuminated by what will one day outlive us. That awareness, humble, fierce, and bright, is perhaps the truest form of reverence. And as DEEPAVALI, the festival of light, approaches, I invite all of humanity, not just Malaysian Hindus, to contemplate that the celebration is not only of light over darkness, of knowledge over ignorance, of mindfulness over mindlessness. It is also a celebration of the provider of life on earth, in all its diversity and splendor. The sun is both the source and the symbol of this light, the eternal flame that nourishes body, mind, and spirit. To honor light is to honor life itself. Happy DEEPAVALI, everybody!
Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel to show your support.